Welcome back, everyone. A new year means new resolutions. The number one goal is losing weight, potentially. The majority of people, unfortunately, will fail, and most will give up before the month of February.
So here to help us be achievable with our goals in this sponsored interview is Dr. Jake Vigel. He's with Intermountain Health's Lifestyle and Wellness Center in Salt Lake City. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Did you make a goal to ski more, to get healthy? Do you set goals for the new year?
Oh, I do. I set my goals in Easter, actually. I don't really do it with the new year, but most people set them in the new year.
Why is that? Why do you wait until March or April?
Well, Easter is like renewal, the spring. I think things are kind of coming alive more for me, so I kind of use that to reinvigorate my life in a different way. And I'm still working on some of the goals I set last Easter. But most people set them in the new year. I mean, New Year's resolutions are a thing because everybody sets them. Or nearly everybody does.
And unfortunately, I don't like being negative and saying, oh, most will fail, but how do we not? How do we make sure that we have a better chance of success?
I think if I was to give one tip to succeed in making sure your goal is set and accomplished would be to write something down. Usually we have something in our heads what we want to do, and sometimes it's a very lofty goal, and I'm all in for that. Shoot for the moon, go for the gusto, do what you can to succeed at the best you can and think of something awesome. But write it down, put it in something that puts you accountable to it, and then break that down into different parts. Sometimes our New Year's resolutions are so big that, and it's so far away, 12 months is a long time, that by the time January, February comes, we kind of just lose sight of it. But if we have it written down, I think we can tend to stick with it better.
Yeah, doctor, you see patients all the time that I'm sure the number one goal or resolution is typically weight loss. Why do we fall off the wagon by the end of January or early February?
It's just so hard. It is really difficult to lose weight with the society that we have. Food is everywhere. When we are losing weight, the most thing on our mind is our hunger. I mean, it's just hard. It's just really hard to lose weight. And we're good at it for a while, but then we just realize it's not that easy to do, and we kind of give up. I think sometimes our goals are not very specific, or sometimes they seem too big. So if you have a goal to lose 30 pounds in a year, or 15 pounds in a year, or even 10 pounds, it's nice to break it up into different months. Bite-sized chunks. Losing a pound a week, for example, seems a little bit easier to do than losing 30 pounds.
And doctor, a strategy you have is at the Wellness Center, you test people so you can actually track your success on a day or week basis. How does that work?
So we do health assessments at our center. We do special sports performance, VO2 max, other things like that. But we have a bod pod machine, which allows us to assess body fat percentage, lean mass. And you might be surprised, actually, some of our patients will actually gain some weight, but they'll lose fat, gain some muscle, and they look great. They're very happy with how they look, and they've gained weight, which seems to be a little bit the opposite of what we're going for. But that does happen sometimes.
And that's okay because it's muscle, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're gaining. Your thoughts on Ozempic and semaglutide? Do you get asked this a lot now at the center?
Yeah. It's a common drug. I've prescribed it. There are side effects. It's something that I think should be done in conjunction with a physician and followed closely, and making sure people are coming in for exams, checkups, making sure everything's going well. Ozempic works very well. It's used mainly for diabetes. And it's hard to get it approved for someone who just wants to lose weight, but people are doing it.
Because insurance doesn't cover it unless you have some preconditioned.
Typically.
All right. When it comes back to your weight loss goals or any other type of goal, you want to be consistent and you want to make sure that you are avoiding maybe diets because that isn't sustainable.
Yeah, so sometimes we think about weight loss as getting a diploma, and I think of it more like brushing your teeth. So when you get your diploma, you've done it, you've succeeded, and then you just kind of you're done. You've accomplished your goal, and then you kind of move on. It's great if you have a college diploma in something, but if you're losing weight and you get that goal, then people typically go back to their old diet, and the weight just comes right back on. Thinking of it like, yes, it's a diet, but it's a diet in a way that it's just how you live. I eat this way, and I'm going to eat this way for the rest of my life. And people do that, they typically lose the weight much more slowly, it's sustainable, and I think of it like brushing your teeth. It's something you consistently do every day. Yes, you're going to have some cheat days, you're going to have some bad days here and there, but if you're doing better for the most part, you're going to end up succeeding.
Right, you're not done. This is a lifelong goal for you. You say the first step should be getting that annual checkup, getting that physical, and talking to your doctor about your health.
Yeah. It's just so easy to start off. It's nice to have somebody in your side for this. And I would get your doctor, I would get your friends to help. writing it down kind of keeps you accountable, and making a plan for it each day when you're writing it down. It's like a journal, but kind of a goal journal. And if you have something big in that, you need to break that up. So you want to lose 30 pounds. Well, what am I going to do today to lose 30 pounds in the year? You need to write that down for the day.
And
kind of
start with that assessment, that baseline number, so you know where to start, where you started and where you want to go. To book an appointment there at the Health, Lifestyle, Medicine, and Wellness Center, that number there on your screen. There's so many programs to go and choose from.
Yeah,
Thank you.
intermountainhealthcare.org is the website, too. And as always, there's a link on our website. Doctor, thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
And thank you to Intermountain Health for the sponsored interview.